Hello everybody, this is Diane. I just want to welcome you to my channel and I hope we have a lot of fun. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, it really helps my channel. Today we are doing a beach scene. We're going to be doing an umbrella with a bike. Here are the stamps that we're going to be using. And I'm going to use the stamps in a Misty. Oh, here's the die cuts for the stamps that we're going to do. So I'm going to grab my Misty. I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to cut out a frame that is about 4 inches by 5.5. So I'm just going to cut that through my die cutting machine. And these are the waffle flower A2 frames. So you can buy those at wallflower.com. And I just cut out a frame so that we have something to do our stamping to. You can do this before or after you stamp, but I like to have the card base ready to go once I stamp it. So now I'm just lining it up and I'm going to stamp it. Or cut it, I'm sorry. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. You know, when you subscribe, it really helps my channel. That's how I am growing my business, and I'm really excited to be doing this. Again, this is from Waffle Flower, or was that Spellbinders? Yeah, it's Spellbinders, I'm sorry. Spellbinders frames. Then I'm going to be putting this, now that I cut it, into my Misty. A Misty is a machine. You see it here. You can get this on Amazon. It's called Misty. And it really helps with your stamping because you're able to stamp again and again and again without moving the stamp. So that if you miss the stamping on the first try, the second try is going to be really awesome. So I'm just placing... And now I'm getting I did the stamping, and now, oh, here it is. I'm doing the stamping now. And I'm going to be placing the umbrella and the bike. And it doesn't matter where you really place it because we're going to be cutting them out. So just somewhere on there. I made a mistake because you could use any size. That was the color of the stamp. Ink that I'm using, the dye ink from Gina K, and I'm using Sandy Beach to start. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the Sandy Beach at the bottom of the card, you know, representing sand. You can use any color that you like for the ground. You can even do grass if you want. But I chose Sandy Beach for today, and I'm just inking the bottom of the card base. To give it that illusion of sand. And different colors like harder and softer pushing on the brush will give you a lot of dimension. It will make it look like it's not all perfect. You don't want it all perfect. And I'm just measuring how high to go on that sandy beach. It's a little less than half. And now I'm just doing the edges. I really like crisp colored edges. It really stands out on the card. So then I'm going to grab the next color, which is by Gina K, and it's called Sky Blue, or Blue Sky. I always get that wrong. It's called Blue Sky. So I'm just grabbing that, grabbing a different brush. These are all from Gina K. You can get these inks if you'd like from GinaK.com, but also any inks will do, as long as they're a dye ink. And the dye inks tend to blend together, so as I'm doing the sky, it's going to blend in with the sand right at the edge and give it a nice blend. Again, I'm doing the edges to make sure I have good color on the edges. And I'm just going around and I'm leaving some white, you know, to look like clouds or just a different sky. You don't want to color it perfectly. Nothing I'm doing is doing it perfectly because you want that illusion of, you know, it's not perfect, just like real life. Now I'm taking a gel pen that is black and I'm putting the birds on there. And you can just do little birds like this, or you can, there are stamps you can buy for birds, but I prefer to do it by hand because every time is different. And I decided to put more because I didn't have an odd number. Odd number is best. And now I'm going to put this in my stamp machine. I made a mistake earlier. I was trying to stamp it before I dye colored it. So I'm putting the umbrella exactly where I want it. I'm sorry you can't see this full screen. I'm kind of a beginner when it comes to recording, but I'm getting better. Stay tuned with me and watch how I grow. And please feel free to list any questions that you have. I'd be happy to answer it. It took me a long time to learn all of the ways to do cards, and I think I'm getting pretty good at that. So any questions that you have, I can either find the answer or give the answer to you. Just message me below. And again, I'm sorry for the angle of this. But I'm just stamping the card on the, right where the sand meets the water. Or the sky. It's going to be sky or water. And now I'm stamping the chair and putting the bike kind of on the bottom. So it kind of shows a great adventure of the beach scene and the bike. And I live in Newport Beach, so that's exactly what I do. I put up an umbrella and I go on my bike to the beach. I live 1 block from the beach. I can actually see the beach from where I'm sitting. It's pretty awesome. So now I'm just making sure everything is okay and the ink went really well. The stamps are still in the MISTI, so if I need to, I can just put it back. But I feel like this is really good and we can move forward. So now I actually made a mistake. I stamped on the card, but I really want it to be dimensional, so I'm cutting out of a clear white paper, usually 110-pound weight, so that it's substantial. And I'm cutting out with those die cuts that come with the stamps, and I'm going to cut out the umbrella and the bike and just put another layer on top of what I stamped earlier. So that's just what I'm doing. You can put it anywhere on the card because we're going to cut it out, so it doesn't matter where it is. So I'm just stamping it in black ink, and I'm going to run it through my die machine and give it a nice cut. So now that I have that, I'm going to begin coloring it. And the way I'm going to color the rest of this, the umbrella and everything, I'm going to use acrylic pens, acrylic felt pens. So any felt pen will work. I use ink ones so that they blend, but you can use any felt pens to fill this in however you want to do it. Each time I do it a different color. So I think I'm trying to decide what colors I need. So my felt pens are behind me, so I'm just turning around trying to get the right colors. And then I'm going to start coloring the ones I'm going to cut out. So these are the ones I'm going to cut out with the die cut. I'm coloring them, and then I'm just going to put them on top of the ones that we stamped on the card.
Your package has been delivered to House Emoji. Get all the details about
I'm sorry about that. I guess I'm getting a delivery. So I'm just inking around the bicycle, giving it, I wanted the bike frame to be black, so I'm just inking around, giving it black. You can make the bike any color that you like. You can color it any way that you like. You can make it pink or brown or green. These are just suggestions. And let's say you don't have this exact stamp set. You can do any type of beach scene the way I'm doing it. Any stamp will work, or you can hand draw it, whatever you like, and then just use the dye inks to fill in the background. I like using the dye inks to fill in the background because it gives a smooth blend, and it's really easy to do. A beginner can do it, so don't get all upset if you don't feel like you can do it. You can. Remember, it's just paper. It's okay if you make mistakes. I made so many mistakes in the beginning. I made upside down cards, and I colored the die cuts on the wrong side. I cut out the bike and it was backwards. Don't worry about that. You can just redo it. And I don't worry if I go a little bit outside the lines, because remember, we're going to die. We are going to...
80 Federal Express. FedEx. A package from PMG was delivered 05/30 at 3:48 p.m.
Sorry.
Delivery.
I guess I got a delivery upstairs.
By help for help. Stop to cancel.
So just color in. Pick any color you want for the umbrella. I like to leave a white space. It kind of gives it kind of a different feel. But you can fill in the whole thing with one color. You don't have to do this type of coloring. But I like it with the white spaces in between. Looks like a real umbrella. The other one I did was pink, and I colored the whole thing in. So you can do it any way that you like. Just be creative. I'm kind of doing it. I see umbrellas all day long down here at the beach, so I have all these ideas in my head, and I just want to do a whole bunch of cards. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of these, and you can put any kind of sentiment. A sentiment is what the card is about, like happy birthday. Oh, please don't forget to subscribe down below. It really helps my channel again, I was saying. Now we're going to cut out those ones that I colored, and we're going to glue it to the card base that we did before so that it will give it dimension. You'll see in a minute. And I'm sorry it's so far down. I'm going to learn to record better. I promise. And I tape it down so that I know that black sheet underneath is magnetic. So I don't always have to tape it down, but sometimes I do if I'm worried about it. I'm just going to put this one in. I'm going to go for it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of snow tech to the card. I took a black felt pen and kind of did the line by the beach, you know, separating the sand from the beach, you can see on the card. I just took a felt pen and drew wiggly lines. And now I'm cutting out the cardstock. I'm going to run it through again. And here's what happens after you run it through the die cut. It perfectly cuts out the design. Tell me down below if you think this is an easy card to make, if you think you can tackle this. I know you can. I'm just wondering what you think. Just message me down below. So now I'm just putting glue on the back of these die cuts. Die cuts are things you cut out. And I'm just gluing it on top of there exactly where the stamp was. And then it gives it so much dimension, it looks really great. Then I just put a glass block on top to press it down. That's just so it glues. And now you see the finished card. Isn't it awesome? Thank you again. This is Diane K. Crafts. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again on another card. Have a great day.